Hello everybody and welcome back for another episode of My Chaotic Budget. My name is Sandra and on this channel we do all things budget related as it pertains to mine and my husband's paychecks. And in this episode we are finally filming the December budget closeout. Oh my gosh, it has been a while. I already had done the numbers, but I had not filmed it. And so for those of you who have been waiting to see those numbers, I apologize. I have just been all over the place. But then again, it wouldn't be my chaotic budget if I did anything on time. Okay. But yes, welcome to those who are new. Welcome to those who have been here for a while. I do appreciate you showing up. I do want to give you all a quick update on where we are with my hours because you all are playing such a big role in this, and I just want to say thank you. So real quick, let's take a look at where we are because I do keep track. Look at this. We are at 3,580 hours that have been accounted for so far, but it is showing that we are, as of yesterday, at 3,827 hours. So this is really close to where we need to be. I am excited. I'm excited. So yes, thank you. Thank you so much. We're going to have a great 2026 year. And I just know that regardless of whatever happens, I appreciate every single one of you because you all are helping me get closer and closer to my goal of becoming monetized here on YouTube. So thank you. And trust me, every single dime that we make here on YouTube, whenever it starts happening, is going to go towards our debt because our debt is horrible. Okay, so as you all know, I use the ledger book to keep track of our expenses, and I use a traveler's notebook to do our paycheck budgeting. And so I am going to go ahead and get into the previous quarter, which is quarter four. Some of us are still in quarter four because, of course, quarter four is from the months of October, November, and December. But for me, January's budget has already started. So quarter one has already started. But we're going to go ahead and just see what that's like here. So the way that I do my budgeting closeouts, if you've never been here before and you're new, is I do create a paycheck budget. All right, so let's take a look here when December started. This is my December calendar. And then here are my December paychecks. And I basically go ahead and I do paycheck number 1, paycheck number 2, paycheck number 3. And then when we do that, I usually will do a budget for each of the checks because it's based off of a rough estimate of what we're going to get. And then I'll do it. Now, this is a little different because this happened, if you were here before, my check and my husband's check happened at the same time. And when that happens, it can be a little confusing for me because it's only supposed to be 3 paychecks per month. So I have learned how to, after this incident, I have learned how to wait on my check and put it off to the side and then just take care of everything that needs to get done with my husband's check because his check is what finalizes a month. My check is what starts a month. So that's why it can be confusing. But like I said, it wouldn't be chaotic without these types of things happening. So let's take a look at our December checks. Okay, so we're here at our December paychecks. And like I said, I do the budget. Now I do count the first rollover towards our income. So that means that the rollover here of $924.22 came over into the budget for the month of December. Now, the rest of the rollovers really don't count because of the fact that they are already money that has been accounted for. And you'll see that in a little bit. If you don't quite understand it, I'll try to find a better way to explain it, but I think this is pretty straightforward. So our first paycheck for December was on November 19th when I got paid. Then our second paycheck of December was on December 3rd when my husband got paid. And then you can see we brought in different money. So we brought in money from our Ally account. We brought in money from my husband, from my bonus. I'm sorry, I put hubby bonus, but that's holiday bonus. That's what the H stands for because this was my bonus. And then emergency cash kicked in. And so this is all money that got put back into our income because it was pulled out before and then it got brought back in. So that way we could make ends meet. And we still were able to manage a bigger payment towards our Best Buy. So we were able to take care of that. This is the money where we had left. And then here is the third paycheck. So for the third paycheck, that happened on December 17th. And like I said, we have everything here. We budget, we do actual, then we do rollover. A couple of notes that I have here because I didn't do my paycheck closeout for December 17th. I don't think I did. But basically what it is I show all of the bills that got paid, the total amount that they were, and then if I didn't use the savings and sinking funds, what did I use it for? So here, like we have our debt snowballs, that's what DSB stands for. Our debt snowballs, we had those go towards Best Buy. So we were able to make a payment of Best Buy for $248, which is good. But we still need a lot of work towards our Best Buy account. And then you'll see I did take out money for a yearly fee, emergency cash, which always comes in handy. But we won't be able to be pulling out emergency cash for much longer. And I'll get into that later on. And then I did move in some money to our high yield savings account, but I haven't really been able to do that lately, so it's kind of scary. And then here you'll see that the groceries, dining out, gas, and spending, or what I like to call the GDGS, was very small amounts, but that's because, like I said, my husband's check and then my check kicked in, so we really didn't have to use his check too much for any of these categories here, except for maybe a couple. So like dining out for $9.30 and spending for $7.73. So the rest of this money got rolled over into January. So this amount here will go to the January month. This rollover will count towards January's income. So that's what we have here as far as our paychecks. So the way that I do it then after that is I put it all together on one page. So let me zoom you in so you can kind of get a closer look. So here we have paycheck number 1, paycheck number 2, paycheck number 3. These are the only categories that I keep track of because I have already found out that my own personal finances, if I have too many categories, it can become very overwhelming and very difficult for me to keep track of. If later on I want to break down my spending, I can do that. If later on I want to break down the bills, I can do that. Because guess what? The way that I keep track in my ledger allows me to do that if in the future I decide to do it. But for right now, these are the categories that we track. So for paycheck number 1, you can see here where I put the rollover. Now these rollovers will not count. You'll see in a little bit. If you really want to get more details, you can pause this screen and kind of do the numbers yourself, but I've already done it and it makes sense to me. So what I do is I'll put the total income all the way across. And if you were to add these up, you would get $8,167.67. However, here is what we really were using because of the rollover amount. So the rollover difference was $249.92. I know, but that's because what we used of this income right here, the rollover income from the beginning of December, this is what was used. And that's why there's a difference here. So in total, that was our income, but in actuality, the only income that was really available was $7,917.75. And then you can take a look at our bills for each of the months, each of the paychecks, how much we had to pay towards the bills that we share. Of course, obviously, if you've been around for a while, you know I don't share everything due to privacy. I don't share everything because, of course, I'm respecting my husband since this is a joint budget. And I don't share any of his debts. I don't share our mutual debts as far as like our house, our tithes, our giving, any of that, because of course I don't feel comfortable sharing that, and therefore I don't want to share it, and neither does my husband. Okay, so when it comes to bills then, this is what our total amount for the month of December for what we do share that we were able to pay. So we paid $2,949.82. Savings and sinking funds, this is the money that we were able to put aside. We put $501. Groceries, in total, we spent $983.96. Now, all of this is purely the numbers that I share. These categories are exactly what we spend. So there's nothing being hidden. There's nothing, hiding here, unless there's something that I'm not aware of. But all of these numbers are real, because what I do is I'll take care of all of the bills first, and then whatever's left over is what we use for our GDGS. So here we spent for the month of December $983.96 in groceries. When it came to dining out, we spent quite a bit, but that's because I've already said this before, and if you've been here before, I might be sounding like a broken record, but between my husband and I and our busy schedules, we work and we pay for our lunches. I don't take a packed lunch, even though I think I might change that for the year 2026 and see if it makes a difference. But we don't do that. My husband, I won't ask him to do that because it's not his way. And so we spent $1,044.05 in dining out, and that's lunches and dinners. Then for gas, we spent on paycheck number 1, $73.40, and paycheck number 2, $34.43. So in total, for the month of December, we spent $107.83 in our gas budget. That's not bad. Right now, I haven't really been driving anywhere, so my tank is about 3/4 full. And usually to fill up, I only spend anywhere between $35 to $40. And I'll need to fill up every 2 weeks, but I always put a little extra because, I put extra in our gas budget because I feel like we get close to it every once in a while, and then sometimes we don't. So it just depends. It really depends. And so I budget on the safe side when it comes to gas because we need our vehicle for transportation. There's no way around it. But yeah, so this was what we spent for the month of December. Then for spending, oh my gosh, look at this. This is a high number, but why? Because of course, this is the holiday season. This is when we're buying things for people. This is when we're buying things for ourselves because things are on sale. And so we spent $1,794.63. This should change because, of course, like I said before, the holidays are going to be over. Right now, we're still kind of spending because we're home, and I don't know, but I mentioned this before, but it's like staying home can be just as expensive as going on vacation because you have to keep yourself entertained. You have to keep yourself fed. You have, if you get moments of cabin fever, you just want to get out and go do things. So yeah, this is still, we're still in a pricey area of time. So hopefully that'll change soon. All right. And so then the rollover that is going into the month of January was $536.46. So these are our numbers. These are our numbers, and that's just how it is. It is easy for me to track because of the ledger, and I'll get into that before this video is over. So we're already coming close to the end, but I just thought I'd share these numbers with you in comparison. So as far as November was concerned, we went up in income, but that's because I did get a holiday bonus and we did pull in money from our Ally account and our cash emergency fund. So that's why income went up more than it was in November. Then for bills, they went up too, but that was also because I was able to make a payment towards Best Buy. And of course, there were some things that were still a little bit more expensive in some other things that we had going on. Savings and sinking funds were low compared to November because of course we used some of that money that we needed for our spending, so we had to put it back into the account, so we didn't really save too much money. And then groceries was up higher because we were home. Dining out was about the same, which is good. I'm glad to see that there's some consistency there, but hopefully we can bring this down in 2026. And gas went up higher because of course when we went back to work, we had to fill up our tanks, and there was a pretty high number there needed. And then spending a lot more because of the holidays. So yeah, those are our numbers. That's what we've got. And this is the end of our Q4 notebook. So we don't need this one anymore. I will be putting this away because of course we're done with it. We're done with it. We're done with it. And now we look into our Q1, and we're already working on this because we've got paycheck number 1. Paycheck number 2 is about to kick in, and then we'll get that going. So once we have that, and then we'll share our budget closeout for paycheck number 1. But like I mentioned, I use the ledger religiously when it comes to our tracking and being able to do our budget closeout. So I'll quickly get into the budget closeout for paycheck number 3 of December because it wasn't a lot. You can see this was paycheck number 2, this is paycheck number 3. So when my husband got paid on December 17th, we had a rollover of $94. I brought in some money from our Upside account, which of course you get money back from buying gas or from buying stuff at convenience stores or certain restaurants. And so I pulled in $10 from Upside. My hubby, of course, there was his paycheck for what we do share. And then the bills, we take care of all of the bills first. So these are the ones that we have. And then here's what we highlight in orange for our sinking funds, cash withdrawals, anything that we do savings wise. And then of course our spending is in green. And what else? There's our Best Buy payment that we did for $248. And so here is the closeout. And you can see where we put our income, bills. These are the only categories that we do. And so it pushed over $536.46 for the month of January. So that's it. That's all I've got for you guys today. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing and you were able to follow along. If it was confusing, welcome to my chaotic budget. But yeah, so the next video, hopefully we can do a little bit more detail. If you're interested in finding out more about the ledger book, I will go ahead and I'll put a link to the ledger book that I use. That way, if you need to purchase one for the year 2026, you can find it on Amazon. It's nicely priced. You can get 2 ledger books, I believe, for under $10. And that's great because look at how long this ledger book I've been able to use it for. I started in July and we are barely hitting not even halfway. So these ledger books can last you a whole year, depending on, of course, your rate of purchasing and spending, your rate of spending. That's it. That's all I've got, guys. So please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.